Hey, how's it going, everybody? Thank you for your time to watching the channel. Past Prisoner Frederick here. It's me again, so let's get right into it. So we got an article here from The Sun that I want to pay some attention to. And I remember, guys, you can't take these articles for granted. Yes, read what they have to say, but you have to pay attention because they'll be saying something and then they don't think you won't do the research or just take it for face value. Remember, whatever they say, always look it up. But anyway, let's get into it. So, Secrets of the Pharaohs, mysterious Sun Temple lost for 4,500 years, found buried in Egyptian desert, and biggest discovery in decades. And as you can see here, guys, is an obelisk. And if you study Egyptology, you know that the obelisk is a symbol of the sun, and it's actually represents the phallus of a man. Yeah. Interesting strikes, but yeah, just look it up though. But yeah, that was one of the symbols that they had for the sun. And coincidentally, we actually have this obelisk in Washington DC also. And that stems from Egyptian lore, but anywho, let's get into it. So it says here, archaeologists unearthed the ancient remains in Abu Ghorab, south of Cairo, in what is being dubbed the biggest discovery in decades. I'm loving it, guys. I'm telling you, every single day we're learning something new. We're finding new things about the past, about antiquity. So, it just blows my mind. It says experts believe they have unearthed one of the lost sun temples in Egypt. There's actually 6 of them, and supposedly they found only 2, so there's still 4 more to be looked upon. But it says here, it is one of 6 temples believed to have been constructed, of which only 2 have ever been found, which I just explained earlier. They were built while the pharaohs of the 5th dynasty were still alive to grant them the status of god. Like I said, these sun temples were used to honor the sun. Don't get it twisted. I hate it when normal people look at Egypt and they think that they see the gods and they think like, oh, they worship physical people that actually walk the earth. No, there's actually aspects of the world about life like this sun temple worshiping the sun that gives us life. So pyramids on the other hand were built as final resting places to ensure pharaohs were resurrected as gods in the afterlife. That's kind of false too, guys. There have never been found any pharaohs built in any pyramids. They weren't used as tombs for these kings. You guys think they would take this much time to just build it, to just leave it to some resting place? Like come on. Like, this is where critical thinking comes in. Like, if you do bare minimum research, I swear, 5 minutes. You can even pause the video 5 minutes and look, they've never found any bodies at all in any pyramids. So we know that's false. So pay attention, people. Experts digging north of Egyptian archaeology locality Upsir found round the remains of the Sun Temple built by Nisir Inu, who ruled for about 30 years in the 25th century BC, around like the middle kingdom. Further investigation revealed an older base made of mud bricks which indicated a building previously existed at the site. Experts then discovered a 2-foot deep base of a white limestone pillar, which they suggested the original structure was quite impressive. And as you go down to antiquity, you find this to the Greeks and to the Romans that there's old structure and they just build upon them. It's crazy, people, but it's like using the past foundation to upsert the future. It's like a connection that we all have with the past. But what came next 50 years later solidified the researchers' suspicion. So as we go here, an array of beer jars filled with mud were uncovered, providing the final proof that the old site was a temple. They've been to the site before. I should have mentioned that before, but doing more research and digging around into the area a lot more, they were actually to unearth more parts to it. Researchers said the tokens were a ritual offering reserved for the most sacred places, and that combined with the newly discovered architecture was the evidence they needed. Dr. Melissa Nuzel, I just butchered her name, I apologize, assistant professor of Egyptology at the Academy of Sciences in Warsaw, Poland, said, "We know that there was something below the stone temple of Nisir, but we didn't know if it was just another building phase of the same temple or if it was a new temple." Like, even they were questioning it, guys. Like, I just really love to just be there with them, like, and just unearth all of this so we can just speculate all of this. But yeah, I have now many proofs that we are excavating here is one of the lost sun temples. What remains a mystery, though, is who the sun temple was built for and when, though it is likely to be a ruler from the same time period. It's kind of hard to date back certain times when it comes to Egypt, as you know, with robbers and natural disasters that reign around this area, and we all know about the conquest that took effect in this area. Who came first, of course, was the Persians in the 7th century BCE when they took over Egypt, and who came after that was the well-known Greek Alexandria, but that's for another video. The 5th dynasty pharaohs reigned for about 150 years, from the early 25th century BC to the mid 24th century BC. Only a small number of rulers had sun temples created in the name of the sun god Ra on the west bank of the Nile. Ra is one of the Egyptian sun gods. He is the falcon head with the man body. Isis, well, not, I'm sorry, Isis, I apologize. Osiris can be actually represented as a sun deity also. You got to remember, different times they honored certain deities that represent the sun. Near the Old Kingdom, it was mostly Osiris until Horus came along. Discovery of the 3rd Sun Temple will air as part of the Lost Treasures of the Age of National Geographic at 10 p.m. on November 14th. So yeah, guys, I'll leave this article in the tab, but interesting discoveries. But like I said earlier, you can read these articles, but you can't just take anything for face value. You've got to do the research, especially when they said that all these pharaohs all these pyramids were used as resting places for the pharaohs. That's totally false. And like, if you take some time to read Stolen Legacy, you'll be actually intrigued about to see where some of the philosophy, where the Greeks got it from too. So if you ever get a chance, Stolen Legacy. And also, if you guys need some reference, kind of a questionable guy, but if you know, you know. And that's my boy Manly P. Hall. He'll actually tell you about how the Egyptians viewed the deities and how they weren't just walking among us. Like, that's just people getting misconstrued. That's just people taking things for face value and not taking the time to do the research. But yeah, just wanted to bring this out. I might do a series when it comes to Egypt to get my point across, to actually give people the evidence to show you about the Egyptians and their gods and how it actually goes with aspects of us. But I don't know, that'll be for the future. But anywho, guys, thank you for taking time to watching the video. I hope you liked it. More videos to come, but take it easy, guys. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Cheers.